Wanted to show it to y'all. Pretty darn cute. So this is my little mini. It is, you can see this is the size of the Sale-A-Bration catalog. So it's really, and here's a packet of DSP paper. So it's not even, it's a little bit, probably 7 inches, a little bit longer with the handle, but not too wide. And when you pull it out, that's what you get. So it is just absolutely adorable, and I love that it doesn't take up a whole lot of space on my desk. So I've been just keeping this real handy. I have a cart here next to my workstation, and I just keep that one on it. It's just quick and easy. A lot of the dies will fit in there. If you have your catalog handy, if you turn to the back of the catalog with all of our die cutting items, it'll say mini catalog. It'll tell you which ones will fit in our little mini machine and which ones you need the larger Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So that's really nice. You know, there are some embossing folders as well as, oops, sorry, that's not one. This little mini symbol here, as well as the dies. So be sure to take note of that. All right, and I want to show you the difference between the two. I don't know how my camera's kind of zoomed in tonight, and I'm not going to mess with it. But here is the big boss and then the little mini. I'm just going to put them side by side for you, just so you can take a peek at them to see the difference in size. And I just knocked over all my stuff, so bear with me here. Oops. So it's definitely, whoops, I'll try to, I don't know if I can turn it if that helps you looking, but it's really, I mean, the big one is nice and sturdy, and I love that it has a little bit of give on each side. So when you're sending your items through, it's not going to tear up your embossing folders and get stuck on the sides, which is wonderful. So I'm going to go ahead and put these guys away. I'll tuck these back. And then the one thing I wanted to show you too, let's see, are the offerings for hosting a workshop or your own personal order of $150 or more. Right now we have this stamp set right here, which is called the Sweet Sampler, and hopefully you're able to see it. It has just a variety from quite a few different stamp sets in the January through June mini catalog. So that is you're able to use that with your host rewards. It's $12.50, which a retail value of $21. So they definitely discount the hostess gifts so that you can get more bang for your buck. So that's a really cute one. And let's move along to the Sale-A-Bration catalog and show you a few things here. So this here, last week you guys saw a few of the projects that I created. This one here is one of the offerings for the paper. This is the Paper Blooms Designer Series paper. And here's a couple of the projects that I created with it. I also want to grab one more. Hold on, I created also another candy bar wrapper, which I absolutely love. So here's 3 different projects that I've used, using Night of Navy paper, Rococo Rose, and the denim ribbon, as well as a little bit of Whisper White Baker's Twine. So that's a really fun paper. I know Sale-A-Bration this year only runs through the end of February. So I highly recommend getting these consumables because I'm sure that those will be the first items to sell out. They are just a lot of fun, and the color combinations are just so fresh and so fun. The next one is, let's see, I'm just going to move along to papers and show you projects that I have samples of. Here was another one that I created last week using the ombre paper, which comes in the 4 different colors, and as well as some other little embellishments that are in the catalog, the little heart charms, and this is the new, I believe, is it Oval Occasions punch? And I'm going to be using this stamp set again tonight along with a few others. This, I swear to goodness, is my favorite. So that's a fun one. Let's move right along. And This one here is the one that I'm going to be creating with tonight. This is the Flower and Field Designer Series paper, and this is definitely a lot of fun. You have a lot of different color combinations, and what's really nice, I think every single one of these papers, when you create a project, they coordinate on both sides. Sometimes, you know, I would say for the most part, Stampin' Up! Designer Series papers coordinate on both sides, but sometimes they don't, but this one does. And so one of the projects that I'm going to create for you tonight, you'll get to see how wonderful that is when they coordinate on both sides. Okay, then we're going to move right along here to the back of the Sale-A-Bration brochure on page 17. I wanted to point out that we have a punch party stamp set. If you host a party, either spend $300 on your own, or if you collect orders from your friends and family, you'll receive this punch party stamp set for free. So that's a fun one. It's got a lot of great little sentiments, and it coordinates with a lot of the products in the January through June catalog. And then something that I'm really excited to share with you is the Sale-A-Bration special to sign up as a demonstrator. So right now, Stampin' Up! Is offering a deal. Every year at Sale-A-Bration, they offer a special deal. This year is amazing. They are offering for $99, you get $125 worth of product, as well as free shipping, and you also get an assortment of these not an assortment, you get 5 packs of Designer Series papers, and these items will be available in the new annual catalog. And so the only way to get your hands on them right now is to sign up and become a demonstrator. And I'd love to have you join my team, the Inkspirational Stampers. So if you have any questions about joining, please do reach out to me. I'd be happy to answer any questions. Just send me a personal message, text, call me, whatever works for you. So again, you have until the end of January to sign up to receive those as a gift as well from Stampin' Up! All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. So the first project that I'm going to share with you today is a quick and easy fun fold card. So here are the products that we're going to be using, or I should say just a few of them. And let's see here, we're a little crooked. I'm going to straighten out my little paper here and hope that we're doing all right. Okay, so we're going to use some ribbon. This ribbon I'm going to use on all of my projects tonight, which is the gingham ribbon. And I don't know if you can see it. It's really cute. So we're going to use that, and let me grab all my other treasures here. Alrighty. And there's one punch that I did not look up. If anybody has their catalog, usually I write them before my lives as to what punch this is, but I love this label punch. So if you know what it is, if you would like to write it below, that would be great. So this is, yeah, it's a fun one. All right, so what we're going to do to start off is we are going to, hello, Darylyn, it says you can't get in any suggestions. You can't log on. Maybe hop back out, hop back into Stampin' with Kim and try that again. Label me lovely. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, my friend. All righty. Oh, and then for those of you who missed last week too, here is another project that I had created during last week's live. And this again is the same paper that we're going to be using today, the Flower and Fields. So it's definitely a lot of fun. All right, so what we're going to do, let's first take our paper trimmer, and I'm hoping that I can keep you on camera. I realize I am really close up today. I kind of did a little bit of shuffling in my office, so bear with me as I work things out with my iPad and my filming space here. Okay, so the base here, this is Poppy Parade, and this base is 5.5 by 8.5, and I'm going to score it at 1.25 inches and at 5.5. And I decided, after having too many oop-ups, I've decided to put my cutting blade on the bottom, so hopefully I'm going to have less mistakes. So again, we're doing it at 1.25 inches. And then I'm going to move it down, and we are doing it, scoring it at 5.5. All right. So that's it on our scoring. We'll take our bone folder here. I'm just going to, oops, we got a little something hopped on there. All right, so we're going to go ahead. So that's our card. So it's just a real simple fun fold, just standard size card. And then from there, I'm going to first add the insert, which to make things quick and easy, I am using my snail because this snail and I are dear friends. Figured I have 4 projects to show you, so I want to be able to have enough time to get through all my projects tonight without keeping you all on here for too long. All right, so there's the inside of our card. Hello, Cindy Rhodes. How are you? Hello, Heather Bonnet Corsi. Oh my gosh, I just love my iPad and being able to see a few things and being able to look up. All right, so for this first piece, I am going to take the Flowers and Fields DSP, and I am going to use the floral side. I'm going to pop it up with our Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'm actually going to use the large ones. So I'm just going to put, actually I'm going to space this out. Oops, that was brilliant. And peel off my backings here. All right, and for this first panel, I'm going to just pop it up and, whoops, make sure my flowers are going the right direction. And just center it on my paper. All right, so then the next piece I'm going to take is just a 1 by 5 1/4. I'm going to add my adhesive. Actually, we'll just go like that, keep it simple. And with this side, I'm not going to pop it up because I'm going to add the label and I'm going to pop that up, and I think it just makes it, I don't know, I just like the look of it. All right, so there's the base of our card. I'm going to take a piece of white cardstock and my Poppy Parade pad, and the stamp that we're going to be using is called Ridiculously Awesome. And this is like one of my favorite sayings, let your faith be bigger than your fear. So we're going to go ahead and use that one. I'm going to just ink up my image and stamp it down here. Oh, I got a good image. And then clean it up with my chamois. Kind of caught the edge there. All right. So then we'll go ahead and take our, what was it, Label Me Lovely, I think. Yes, Label Me Lovely that Karen said. The punch here. And line this up. Oops. No pressure when y'all are watching. Okay. So we have our punched out item. And then I'm going to take a couple of the smaller dimensionals. And I'm going to make sure that I only want it to open. Obviously, I can't put dimensionals on both sides or I'll seal my card closed. So I'm just going to put it on half of my card here. Whoops. And we're sticking to the nails. All right, so we'll just add those. And then we'll just position our little label on here. I'm going to have to restamp that. I can tell I got a little oop up on it, but that's okay. All right, then I'm going to take a little bow, which I've already tied for you using the gingham ribbon. And we are going to attach that with our glue dots. So I'll just attach that up in the corner here. Work my bow. And then I'm going to add a little bit of bling. And for those of you, I love my blends. I know you've seen me use these quite often, but I went ahead and colored one row of my rhinestones. But I'm just taking the, you can take either the nubby side or the paintbrush side of your Stampin' Up! Blends, which are alcohol markers, and you can color directly onto your dimensionals. You can color onto the ribbons. And just so if you don't have a particular ribbon, you can go ahead and coordinate it with your project. So there's just a real simple fun fold card. That is it. We'll move on to the next one. Hello, Lynn. Nice to see you again. Aw, thanks, Mama. I'm glad you like this card. You hadn't seen it because I didn't share it with you today. All right, so now let's see, we're going to go on to our next project, which is another fun fold card. And so for this one, we are going to make what is called a bridge card. And so here's, again, I'm going to be using all of the same products. And for this, what we're going to do is we have a piece of cardstock that is 4 1/4 by 8. And again, we're going to do just a few simple score lines. So to start, we're going to score it at 1 1/4 inches, 2 1/2, 5 1/2. Whoops, get it lined up there. And the last one is 6 3/4. So we'll go ahead and extend the arm, and this arm goes all the way to 17 inches, which is just amazing. Okay, so 6 3/4 is our last score. Alrighty, so then we'll put that away. And again, we'll bring in our bone folder and just score all these lines. Uh-oh, Houston, we have a problem. That was not right. I think I need to cut this paper down. Yes, I do need to cut this side down. It looks a little long. That's an easy fix. All right, I'm like, wait a second here. Okay, let's bring in the cutter. I think this side is, I think it's 8 1/2, right? Yep, so I just need to trim this side down to 8 inches. And we should be good to go. Phew. All righty. Okay, let's finish our scoring here real quick. And if not, we'll grab another piece of paper, but I think we are good. And then we're just going to fold those like so. All right, so that's the start of our card. So then for the next layer, I'm going to work on the inside to the outside. So this here is a piece of Bumblebee cardstock, and then again, I'm using the same Floral and Fields DSP. I'm going to keep with the flowers. So let's go ahead and attach those down real quick. And then this layer here, I am going to attach with dimensionals, just because it gives it a little bit more pop. Alrighty. Okay, so did you guys all have a good New Year's? I'm sure it was quiet for a lot of you. I know we had a very small group of 9 people for our New Year's, but we had a lot of fun. We went up to the house with the kids, and the kids went snowboarding, I think the day before New Year's, and the boys, Gavin got to bring a friend up, and oh my gosh, they had fun in our backyard. It was quite cold, and our irrigation ditch was frozen, and so the boys thought it was so much fun to pull big chunks of ice out of the drainage ditch. They were trying to see how big they could get, and they had such a blast. Kept saying, I don't really think they need to go snowboarding, but they did, and they had a blast too. All right, so now on the back side here, I'm doing, it's the same dimensions, and I will put these on my blog. Bear with me, I'm sorry I didn't get any work done. My kids ended up staying an extra day, which was going to be my work day, but I'm grateful that they did, because we had an amazing time. Okay, so our card is starting to form. Now I'm going to take our little side pieces, and I'm going to use the coordinating side. And I believe these ones here are, I think it's 1 by 4, but like I said, I will share the measurements with you. And we'll just attach that down. Alrighty, starting to look good. Okay, so now for the next part, we are going to take the bridge part, which, hey, it doesn't look like I cut. That was brilliant, Kimberly. All right, I'm grabbing a piece of Poppy Parade cardstock. Bear with me here for a moment. And, okay, and this Poppy Parade needs to be, I think I'm going to do it at 1, we'll do it at 1 by 5 1/2. and pray that that's correct, which I believe that it is. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and attach this little part, which is called the bridge, to the main part of our card. I'm just going to do 2 strips of adhesive because I don't want it to flow over and seal my card at all. And so to attach this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold down one side and line up the edges. Oops, and I'm going to move it up a smidge because I've got a big label that I'm going to attach down. Okay, so then we'll do the one side. I'm going to flip it around so I can see it a little bit more easily and attach the other side. All right, and it looks a little crooked. Let's try that again. Oops. All right, so there we have it. There's our bridge. And then what I did is I stamped an image using this Happy Thoughts, which is in the January through June catalog. This is a great stamp set. I absolutely love the sentiments in this, and I love the mixed fonts. So I went ahead and stamped the sentiment in Poppy Parade, and this here is the Tasteful Labels dies. I love these ones. They've got a great variety of banners of just different sizes with, when you cut them out, it also adds some texture. This one has some little detailing around the corners. So I'm going to go ahead and attach that with dimensionals to my card, and I'm going to add them just directly to the bridge part. That way I know that I've got it positioned properly. So peel those off, and then I'm going to center this the best that I can. And then let's add just a little embellishment. More of this cute gingham ribbon. And then we're also going to add another one of our colored rhinestones that I colored with the Poppy Parade blends. So there's just a really simple card. You can see it's just more cutting than anything, basic stamping, and just super, super easy to score. So that's a fun one. Again, this is called the bridge card. And let me pull out a couple other ones that I've created using the same designer series paper that is, again, one of the Sale-A-Bration offerings. So this one here is Just Jade with Pool Party. And again, another gingham ribbon, which is from, let me pull it out and show you. This here, which is the Flowers for Every Season combo pack. It has some baker's twine. Let me take it out so you can see it a little bit more easily. It has some baker's twine with, it looks like Misty Moonlight, I want to say, in silver, and then some other white twill ribbon. So that's a fun combo pack. And then this one here, again, I've used the same stamp set, the Mini Daisy Punch, and the leaves, which I believe is from the Magnolia set, and I've added just some texture to the backgrounds. This here I know is the greenery, and this one here I believe was the Heartwarming Hugs one that just retired, so I apologize for that. But I should have showed them to you last week, but it just adds some fun texture. And then to the back side I did the same thing. I just used the coordinating cardstock to add my place for you to write your sentiment. Okay, so let's move along to the next one. Did you guys like that one? Actually, I should say, which is your favorite of these three? Just Jade, Poppy Parade, or Granny Apple Green? So let me know which is your favorite. What color? Okay, so now let's move on to project number 3. Okay, and this one here again, I'm going to use the stamp set, which is the Oval Occasions, which I used last week. I told you it has become one of my favorites, and it definitely is. I have used it for quite a few different things. All right, so what we're going to do with this is we are going to take our cardstock. Sorry guys, I'm sliding all over this place. Okay, so again, we have Poppy Parade cardstock. We have our Flower and Fields, which I believe, let's see, I think I wrote this down. Let me see if I can find it and tell you. Nope, none of those. All right. I promise I will put them. I believe this is 3 by 8 1/4, and I believe this is 3 by 8.5, but I will post them for you. All right, so let me get a few more things out here for the project. Okay, so what I'm going to do to start is I am going to take my Poppy Parade paper and I am going to score it. Okay, guys, let's see. Okay, so the band, this is 2 3/4 by 8 1/4. And then this one, I can tell you, is going to be 3 by 8.5. All right, so let's do some scoring on this piece. So we are going to score this at 1 inches. Oops. Okay, so we're going to score it at 1 3/4 inches, 4 3/4, and 5.5. Okay, then let's take our little bone folder here and put some nice folds in. All right, so we have the start of our insert. So this is going to be an insert that is going to house our sweet treats. And these here are our 3, I don't know if they're 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 boxes that we sell. Super cute. You will have to stay tuned next week to see another project that I think is too stinking cute for words. But I'm not going to give any sneak peeks today because I need to have more things to share next week, and I would love to share everything with you tonight, but I am showing some self-control. So, hello, Miss Rhonda. How are you? How's your weather in Arizona? A little bit nicer than it is here? Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to take these little 1 by 3 pieces of designer series paper, and I'm going to do 3 with the flowers and 3 with the polka dots. So let me grab my candies here. Got my bag of milk chocolate nuggets. I have to tell you guys, my mother-in-law for Christmas purchased a ginormous box of candy. Literally, those of you that have the Stampin' Up sheets that are our stamping sheets below, it is literally, I want to say maybe another 8 inches off one side, and oh my gosh, it houses like 4 ginormous boxes of candy inside of them. Well, on Christmas Eve, let's just say that we passed the box around and people ate a few pieces. Well, my daughter didn't want it, and of course, I was the one that ended up taking it home. Well, let's just say that between my mom and myself, there's not very much candy left. I can't tell you how many pounds of See's candy I've ate in the last week and a half. It's pretty sad. So I need to get out and get walking. Oh my goodness, is that an understatement? But it's really good. And thankfully a lot of it had nuts, because if it doesn't have nuts, they won't eat it. Like these could sit in my office all forever because they don't have nuts and I won't eat them. But oh my goodness. Did you all do the same? Hello, Debbie Grayson. How are you? Aw, I love seeing all these names pop up, and I miss seeing all of you at our retreats. Oh my goodness, I hope that sometime we get to do those again soon. Oh, Darylyn, I'm glad that you got in. Good, good, good. Ooh, Rhonda, low 30s in Arizona, huh? Wow, that's pretty cold. I think today here, at one point I looked up, I think it was like 57. It was pretty crazy here on the coast. We've had some absolutely wild, wild waves. And unfortunately, it's been a sad week here on the coast for us. We've lost quite a few people, which is just unfortunate. It's just pretty sad week here for families as well as for law enforcement that has had to deal with some of these situations. It's just really tough. All right, so I'm going to keep working here and just wrap my little candies. Sorry, bear with me. I just figure I'm going to show you how quick. It really is a pretty quick project. All right, and I like to attach my first glue dot right below the Hershey's and just kind of hold my hands and wrap it and just add another glue dot. All right, so we have that. So now we have our 3 and 3. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to run a little bit of adhesive. I'm going to run 2 strips of adhesive. I'm going to start at the top just to make sure they're on there good. Okay, so then I'm going to take 1 of each, and I'm going to kind of lift up my bottom flap so that I know that they're seated in there how I want them. All right, and then I'm going to just start alternating them, making sure that my flowers are going the right direction. And all right, so that's what we have. Then I'm going to go ahead and fold them up and tuck them in my little box. Like I said, please join me next week to see my cute project that I've created. You're gonna love it. It's just absolutely adorable. Okay, so with this, I didn't do any scoring. I am just going to start a score line here. Oops, let's make sure I'm going the right direction with my box opening there. And then I'm just going to use my finger and create the line and just work my way around the box, holding this like so. Sometimes I am at a loss for words. I apologize, you guys. Alrighty, so there we have our little belly band, and our flowers are going the right direction that way. So let's make sure our box, I want the top of the box to go that way. So now I'm just going to run just a smidge of our Terran tape. Oh, and that's all I have is a smidge of this roll. Oops, that's all right, that'll work. All right, so we'll go ahead and just pull that up. And then I'm actually going to take just a smidge of adhesive on each end, being that my roll just ran out. Okay. Then let's line this up like so. So we have that. And then for our embellishing, what we're going to do, again, I told you I am in love with the oval occasion. So I'm going to take Poppy Parade and this little stamp set here that says "A Little Treat for You." I'm going to stamp that with the Poppy Parade. Let's get that out of our way. And then I'm going to punch this out with the 1 3/8 circle punch. Alrighty. Aw, I'm looking at your comments. Oh, I'm glad that you like my nature videos, Rhonda. I love sharing. I'm just blessed to live in a beautiful area for a little bit longer until my hubby-dubby retires, and then we'll move on to another area, but oh my gosh, we love it here. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our Baker's Twine, which in the January through June catalog, there is a combo pack which has white and I believe it is Blushing Bride. So it's in the part of this, I think it's the snail mail. So we'll have to, if you have any questions and can't find it, holler and I can find it for you. Okay, so we're just going to add a little piece of twine there. And then, again, I'm going to bring in my handy dandy, my gingham ribbon. And I like to cut it off the spool here. And actually, I'm going to do it this direction. And let's tie a bow. Whoops, and actually that'll work for me. All right. Get my ribbons going crazy. You know me, I like my crazy ribbons. They can't go the same direction. One has to go one way, one has to go the other. All right, and then from there, I'm going to go ahead and take one of my ends of Baker's Twine and slide that under along with my tag. And I am just going to add just a simple knot. I'm going to try to get it as close to the base of my tag as I can, but let's see here. Yep, that worked okay. All right, and then let's trim off our excess here. And there we have just our cute little treat box. And then actually, let's pull this, then you don't see any ugly edges. All right, so we have that, and then I'm going to add one more little embellishment to that. I'm going to add just a little, one of my Poppy Parade embellishments. So there's another fun little project. What do you guys think about that one? I like to give sweet treat gifts, and I love, you know me, I love to get sweet treat packaging. So that is like my favorite thing to make. All right, so we are going to move on to the next, which is actually our last project. We've actually done pretty good so far. All right, and so for this project, we are going to take a piece of 6x12 designer series paper, and I've already done a little cutting. This again is the Tasteful Labels, another Tasteful Label die. Again, take a peek at it if you don't have it. It's got a great variety of shapes. All right, so then, let's see here. We're also going to take our triple layer punch, and we don't need that. All right, so for this project, what we're going to do, believe it or not, I actually created this box, or this bag. Another demonstrator, Jackie, had a video where she had made a bag using 2 pieces of paper. Well, I did that. It was really cute. It was a little bit smaller bag, and I thought, you know what? There's got to be a way to do it using 1 piece of paper. Well, I figured it out after messing up just a few, so not too bad, but I was pretty impressed by using her pattern and smashing it together. I created this, so I hope you like it. Okay, so on the 12-inch side, so we are going to score this, actually 6-inch side. We're going to score it at 3/4 of an inch. I had to make another one just to make sure that I didn't mess it up. Okay, so 3/4 of an inch, and then 4.5 inches. Okay. All right, and then on the 12-inch side, we are going to score it at 3/4 of an inch. And this little bag has gussets in it, which is what I wanted too. So it's really cute. I hope you like it. So 3/4 of an inch, 1.5 inches, 5 1/4. And then we got to open it up here. We're going to move along to 6 inches. Whoops. So 6 inches, 6 3/4, 10 1/2, and I'm probably off camera. Sorry, you guys, I'll try to pull you back in. 10 1/2 and 11 1/4. Alrighty, so that is all of our scoring. Okay, so then what we're going to do is I am going to, again, take my bone folder and work these lines a bit. Oops. Okay. Oh, I'm glad that you guys like it. Alrighty, so whoops, we got a couple more score lines here. It's easier to see it on this side here. All right, so then what we're going to do, this is going to be the top. So we're going to have, oh, and I'm so brilliant, y'all. Well, remember how I said they coordinate? Well, I was being too quick to do my design, and my paper is upside down, which is a huge bummer. But you know what? We're going to pretend like they're hanging flowers that are soon to become dried flowers, because I can't flip it around. It just takes away the cuteness. Oh my goodness. Oh, gotta love it. Alrighty, so let's start forming our box. What a ding dong, huh? That's all right. It is what it is. Okay, so you can see that our box is starting to form here. I'm just kind of folding on all the lines. And so what I'm going to do, I was trying to figure out how to do this without having a lot of extra products if you didn't have hole punches and access to other things. So what I'm going to do is I am going to attach this with glue dots right here. So, I mean, you could use other products. Like I said, you could go ahead and punch it, but I just thought that this was really cute and simple And let's see, we're going to just do it right like so. I'm going to add a couple of them here. Gosh, I am a hot mess, you guys. That was brilliant, huh? Did you guys ever do that? Oh well, it is what it is. It's still going to be cute. Like I said, it just is what it is. All right, so then on this bottom part here, so as it folds up, I'm going to go ahead and attach a couple more glue dots to keep the ribbon in place. Hoping you can see this and I'm not too crazy with going off camera. That kind of just positions it. And then I'm going to just choose the size of my ribbon. So I'm just going to cut it off, and then I'm going to do the same to the other side, making sure that my ribbon is going the right direction. We'll make sure that something is going right. And actually, for the sake of being quick, I'm going to just add my glue here. All right, and then add that back down, and then I will use my glue dots because that will keep it in place a little bit better. All righty, so then we'll attach that like so. Okay, so then for the next part, what we're going to do is these little segments here where there's two score lines, we are going to go ahead and take our little snips and cut up to that score line. So this one here, we're just going to create the flap, so I'm just going to do both of these. And then this last one, I'm just going to cut this first line. All right, so now let's go ahead and add some adhesive to our box to keep it secured. So I'm just going to run some of my snail here. All right, I'm making sure that my seam is going to the back there. All right, my ribbon is going the right direction. Life is good. Okay, so this is the front of my box. I'm going to turn it like so, and I want this flap to make sure that it's going to the back. So let's add again, whoops, sorry, lost my line. Okay, so again, we're going to take that flap down, and then this last flap, we'll just seal it down, and then let's take something heavy. I'm just going to take my glue dots and smash them down in there. And then you have just a cute little gift box. And actually I can see an end that needs a little bit more TLC here. I'm going to add a couple glue dots to this little flap because it wants to show off here. So let's get that secured. Alrighty, so we have that. So then for the next part, what we're going to do is we're going to add a sentiment, and also we're going to add a little banner because I wanted it to coordinate with my other products. So I'm going to go ahead and take my triple banner punch and just cut just a smidge off of this. I believe this is 1/2 inch by 4 1/4 if I remember correctly. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and just pop this up with some mini dimensionals. Oops, and let's turn it sideways so we can make sure it's straight. And then I'm going to take a couple of the larger dimensionals and attach my label here, my happy birthday sentiment. Okay, then I'm going to turn it sideways again. I can see a little bit better for my placement. All right, so we have that. And then what we're going to do, we're going to jazz it up just a smidge more. I'm going to take a couple of my Poppy Parade rhinestones again and try to coordinate my project. And add some bling. So there we have it. And it's really a cute size box. So let's bring in all of the projects that we created today. And I'd love to hear what is your favorite. So we have our little box, which actually I'll tuck this one in it. This fits in here perfectly. So, and there's still, I think it's 3 3/4. So it's a pretty generous little box. So we have that. We have our little treats. We have our Let Your Faith Be Bigger Than Your Fear card. And we have our bridge card. So I would love to hear what was your favorite. And I'm so glad that you guys joined me tonight. Lovely ding dong. Love you, Rhonda. Aw. Oh my goodness. Oh, you love them all. Hello, Rose. Oh my goodness, you guys, I just love seeing all these faces pop on here. So many people, friends from over the years, past demonstrators and current demonstrators and teammates. Faith card is my favorite. Yes, I love this one too. I just love, especially with the times right now. It's like, you know what? Let your faith be bigger than your fear. We all need to remember that. Someone else is in control no matter what. So yep. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me again. Celebration is on. So for every $50 that you purchase, you could choose this paper here, which is the Flower and Fields DSP. Whoops. And I'm going to scoot this one up. This one's getting out of the picture here. Flower and Fields DSP. So it's a fun one. And I can't wait to see what you create. So thank you so much. Oh, Darylyn, I'm glad that you love the box, gift box and candy bag. Aw. Well, I'm glad that you guys like them. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys all next Tuesday, which I believe is it the 14th, 15th? Anyhow, I'll see you next Tuesday again at 6 o'clock. Thanks for watching, and hope you guys have a wonderful week. Bye, you guys.